guys, welcome back to another EE Quick Tips video. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things you can do to make your meetings with your supervisors more successful. So, number 1. The first thing you can do to have a more successful EE meeting is to know when and where your meeting is going to be. Now I know at the moment that's not a physical space, but the digital ones can be just as confusing. Are you having a chat or a meet? Do you know how to access either of those things? Is it in a room? Is there a link? All of this information, you need to know it beforehand so that you and your supervisor don't get stuck spending the first 10, 15, 20 minutes navigating cyberspace to find each other, all right? And alongside that, be on time, okay? And schedule them when you know you're going to have time. So you have a class till 3 o'clock, don't schedule a 3 o'clock meeting. You know, give yourself a window, 15 minutes, half an hour to do something else, grab a drink, run late with your lesson, okay? Just give yourself a gap so that everybody can be on time and you can make the most of the time that you've got available. Which leads me to step 2. So tip 2, complete the work. So if you've had a meeting and you've agreed that you're going to do something, so it might be completing a planning sheet, looking at some particular resources, make sure you've done it. If you haven't done it, that's okay, life happens. But make sure you've got a plan for how you're going to do it. Don't just turn up to the meeting and say, oh yeah, I forgot. Not helpful. You know, turn up, say I've completed A, B, and C, and I'm going to complete D and E tomorrow or over the next 3 days because I've got time, or I will have access to these things that I need. Make it clear to your supervisor that you are keeping track of the work. Even if you're not getting through all of it, you at least know what you should be doing. The other thing about completing the work is it means that your supervisor can feed back, move on, give you next steps. All of these things make it a more productive and progressive meeting. If you turn up to every meeting having not completed the same planning document, every meeting's going to be the same. Next step. Complete the planning document. So that's step 2, really important. Number 3, have your materials ready and with you. Now, it's not a physical space, I know, but you don't want to spend 20 minutes searching through your Google Drive for the file that's randomly titled Draft 1, or looking for an article because you had one thing you were going to check and you can't quite remember what it was, but you know the article's there somewhere. Don't do that. Okay, that wastes your time, everybody's time. So before you start your meeting, have your tabs open. Have your EE folder in your Google Drive open, have Manage backloaded, have any articles you explicitly want to talk about ready and on your screen so that they're there, okay? And one step even further, share them with your supervisor. Use a shared Google folder, put them into Manage back, into the resources, into your researcher's workspace. Have them somewhere your supervisor can access them easily. The other thing with tip 3, make use of present your screen if you're having a Google Meet. If you want your supervisor to see the same thing you do, it's as simple as picking that Present Now button so that they can see what you're looking at. Make use of the tools the best way you can so everybody's got access to the materials when you need them. Number 4. I almost forgot that was number 4. Number 4 is make sure that you come prepared with questions. Nothing will kill a supervisor conversation faster than, do you have any questions? Dead silence. Don't be that person. Have some questions prepared. And if you don't have questions, be clear on why you don't have questions. So when your supervisor gets to that stage in the chat and they say, you know, anything you want to ask about, you've got 2 options. On one side, yes, I've got 3 questions I need to check today. On the other side, no, I have no questions, but the next things I'm going to do are... See, now it's productive because your supervisor can either answer your questions and help you, or maybe give you some guidance on those next things that you're thinking about. Okay? And the last one, number 5, make meeting notes. There is nothing worse for you, for your supervisor, for anyone, than having a really great meeting. And if you followed steps 1 to 4, it was probably pretty productive already. You've had an amazing meeting, and 3 hours later, you've forgotten what was said. You've forgotten that next step you were going to do. You've forgotten that article your supervisor suggested. It's all just disappeared. Don't do that. Have some meeting notes. ManageBack is set up and designed for you to keep meeting notes. So at the bottom of your EE worksheet, in that notes and interviews section, take 30 seconds at the end of your chat to just write down, these are the next things I'm going to do, or we talked about this, and this today. So that the next time you meet, everybody's got a record and everybody knows what your next steps are. If you do these 5 things, your meetings with your supervisor will be so much more productive and everybody will get more out of your time. Best of luck!